Welcome to the 1 Minute Apologist. We interview the world's leading apologists to provide credible answers to curious questions.
Jason, why does God allow these things called trials in our lives?
Well, that's a question that all of us have, because all of us at one time or another, Bobby, have suffered, and we want to up front admit that we don't have all the answers. We don't know exactly why someone lost a child or lost a loved one, a spouse, or somebody who may be watching the video who's battling terminal cancer or something like that. We don't know, but we do know that there are purposes in the midst of these trials, and that's something that we have to take our focus off of the physical and focus it on the eternal. Now, as C.S. Lewis put it, pain is like a megaphone that God uses to get our attention, and so they do have value in that sense, where trials and suffering get our attention where other things maybe couldn't. Now, like for example, you look at Job, he was righteous, but yet he lost everything. Was there a reason why? We don't know all the reasons, but we do know that that's a mighty testimony that has endured through the centuries, that we can look at Job and see how God blessed him in the end because he did not sin against his creator. And he grew in his faith in God. Okay, so those are good qualities. Now, I would point your viewers to particular scriptures about suffering. James 1, for example, is that we are to count it all joy when we fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of our faith produces patience. And then it says, when patience has its perfect work, we will be complete, lacking nothing. So the thing that trials do in our lives that God permits and allows is, one, is it tests us, shows us where we're at, where we need to grow, where we're lacking, where we're mature. It endures things. It brings us more hope. The other thing it does is it completes us in areas that we were once lacking. And so there's a lot of things that suffering can do in our lives. Paul, for example, who suffered a great deal, he said in Romans chapter 5, 3 and 4, he says, suffering produces what? Perseverance, character, and character, hope. So with sufferings, in the end, it's not to make you bitter, it's to make you better. It's to make you closer to God. So rather than get upset being in the midst of these sufferings, why am I going through this? We have to find some joy and peace as we go through it. And the Bible clearly says that God will be right there comforting us in the process.
Mm-hmm.